had people ask me, when did you know that Blaze had a chance to be special? And I said, about 30 minutes after he left.
A lot of scouts that come watch him, they say that when they're on other fields, and they can hear the different sound coming off his bat.
My name is Blaze Jordan. I'm the #1 recruit in the 2021 class, and I'm committed to play baseball at Mississippi State.
He loves to hit. Blaze started baseball at 3.
I just saw my brother playing, and I just wanted to follow his footsteps.
He knew when it was time for one of Parker's games, he would grab all of his things, and he'd have his little plastic bat and ball, and he would go out there and, like he said, play with other siblings. And
then we really noticed his power hitting-wise probably at about 6. That's when he started hitting balls over the fence. We're from South Haven, Mississippi, which is the north part of Mississippi, about 5 minutes from Memphis.
So we are here in Atlanta for a month. We're doing 3 World Wood Bats in a Perfect Game World Series.
But it's just a little bit different because you are in a hotel room, and then you're not at your house either.
We just have to plan accordingly to share the one bathroom.
Usually when we plan our trips, we try to get together with other families and try to have 3 or 4 families staying at the same hotel so we can bond.
Hey guys, food's ready if you're ready to come eat.
You're sometimes more comfortable with these people than you are with your family a lot of times because you're around them so much.
Oh.
He'll hang out, rest, get some of his friends, Lane or Slade or someone to come over and just goof off.
Like, I'll just go have fun with my friends, like go karting, go play mini golf. Some of those things, like, you just gotta go have fun. I couldn't handle the pressure.
Sometimes we'll go to one of the hitting facilities and just get some extra swings in. Sometimes he just wants to go work on some things.
You feel that ball just a little bit. That.
Yeah.
Remember when we go from there to urgency to there, so you're staying behind that ball. Good extension right there, boy. So remember, unless the guy's throwing velo, you can think right center, but if it leaks inside, then just keep on going. All right, let's get him up while you get your breath. Hey, one thing too is like, it's okay to think right center, but if it leaks inside, just turn and burn.
Yeah, because like the one that hit, both of them were inside house.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and then even the one that you got the base hit to left was in, right?
Yeah.
All right, get your breath. We're going through the middle here.
I would prefer a coach pitching to me instead of a machine, so I can actually see the arm angle and their leg lift just like a pitcher is during a game.
All right, let's go right center, left center for about 10. If Blaze hits you, I'll come see you in the hospital. Here we go. Good. Attaboy.
There's no better feeling when you hit a ball up here and you don't really feel it come off the bat, because that's when you know you just really squared it up.
He's in the conversation of elite superstars in his age before his time.
I would think about baseball pretty much 24/7. I mean, it's on my mind when I go to sleep, when I'm at school, and then when I'm on the field, I just relax and everything just happens.
Probably not going to see velocity today, so have an idea what you want to do and maybe take a pitch or two just to get into the flow of it. You playing first or third?
First. When I'm on the field, I just try to stay relaxed as much as I can and just not focus on anything else.
He's got kind of what evaluators in our industry call that it factor. A lot of players have ability, a lot of them have tools. This kid has all of those and the ability to just slow the game down. You'll never know if Blaze is 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts or if he's 4 for 4. He's the same person. I think that's why you kind of did it. Yeah, that's okay. That still locked you in for the rest of the day. That makes sense?
Yeah. Come on, Blaze.
I know I'm going to struggle. I know it's going to be hard times. And when I'm going through it, I try not to think about it too much, because I know eventually if I just keep on working hard, I'll get out of it.
Come on, come on, come on!
Boy,
come on!
Ground it hard.
Come on!
Smoke that ball. one life lesson I learned is when you're struggling, you can't ever get down on yourself because it's just going to make it worse. You just need to try to bring yourself up, and when someone else is going through it, you need to bring them up also.
To see him go out there and compete, and even when he fails, when he strikes out, to see him hold his head high and walk in that dugout and not say a word back and not do anything.
And that means more to me than his talent, just being a good kid.
The sky's the limit. He's already a guy. I mean, and he's just a rising sophomore. So it's going to be fun to watch the next couple of years for this guy.
There was one article in particular that I read, though, about me where the title talked about, because I was supposed to work in a restaurant this summer, the title had that in there, like, oh, picks baseball over restaurant, and like all the comments were how she'd be better in a kitchen.
Claire Eccles made baseball history as she came in. That's right, she came in as a relief pitcher, and she's a left-handed knuckleballer. What is your stance, and how do you see women perhaps playing pro ball down the road?
You really can't afford to make mistakes because these guys are so good that they'll just jump on it. And I mean, I'm also definitely not the fastest pitcher compared to these guys. Like some of my teammates were throwing 95 versus me like 70. People really clung on to the idea that I was a knuckleball pitcher, mainly because being a girl, I was already something sort of out of the ordinary. Same with a knuckleball, not many people throw it, it's quite unique. People also probably assumed that because I don't throw very hard, I have to rely on that. And I honestly don't think speed matters a whole lot. Like, yeah, it's quite awesome to throw 99 and like blow it by someone, but if it's flat or anything, anyone can catch up to that eventually or get on it. I think it's just keeping hitters off balance versus how hard you throw. You want it to be a guessing game. You don't want them to be like, oh, for sure this pitch is coming next, so.
I think she rises to the challenge. She's just got that personality and that drive to be able to handle that. You have to be a different breed to pitch, to get out there and to face batters and come up with something to beat them. It's me against them kind of thing. And she's got that intestinal drive and fortitude to go up there and say, okay, I'm going to beat you.
Some people mentioned I was sort of a pioneer, I guess, to women's baseball, and I really didn't think of it that way. I think mainly just because I'd always played with guys, I didn't see why it was such a big deal. I think a lot more people seeing that realize that it's possible, and even like I've had little girls reach out to me, people message me on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook and saying that their daughter's now wanting to play baseball because of you, and a lot of people took notice to it. Like, it's weird because I'd be recognized like on the ferry, but I think if there were more opportunities like this, like everywhere, that more and more girls would be more interested in the sport. So I think that's one of the big important reasons I wanted to do so well, just so I can sort of prove and show other people that girls are like able to play the sport as well. I think it also affected me that people were saying, oh, you can't do this because you're a girl and all that stuff. So I think if you believe that you're good enough, if they tell you otherwise, you don't have to listen to them. We have Nintendo and Wii. Teammates love to play Mario Kart and Mario Baseball. This is my room. Canada flag. I love hats. That's another thing. I'm also a huge fan of earrings. When I did realize that I wanted earrings, I couldn't get them because playing soccer and basketball and stuff, they'd ask you to take it out. I found them in Victoria, like when I was playing with the team or whatever, with the guys' team. This might not even be in tune or anything. It's just those chords over and over again, and my teammates would sing along to it, so. Baseball came first, and I've been playing since I was 5. And then softball was something I started when I was 12. And my parents just thought, oh, maybe you've reached your peak of baseball. And like, I was super tiny. The guys were getting bigger and stronger. So my mom said, oh, you should sign up for softball. They didn't deny any girls from playing, but there was a significant decrease around age 8, I guess, of girls deciding that, oh, they should go to softball, because there's way more opportunity. I got an email from my national team coach saying that there was a GM interested in having a girl on their summer league team, and I thought, what an awesome opportunity, but to be quite honest, I thought it wouldn't follow through, and I was skeptical about being used for the media and everything, and just a publicity stunt and not actually getting to play, but he reassured me of all that and kind of expected teammates to maybe not be okay with it, just because I think sometimes guys think they can't act completely normal around me, but they're all fine. I've always played with guys, so it's not something I was like, oh my God, this is so new. I think just the level of the ball was a lot higher, but I know I'm good enough. Trust myself, trust my abilities. It's the same game that I've always played.
Height doesn't measure heart.
He's driven. He wants to prove everybody wrong.
One of the smallest guys on the team, and there's that heart you're talking about.
After the Time magazine interview, a lot of people will come up to him, ask him questions, and he's a very humble kid. He doesn't let anything get to his head. He doesn't like losing. He's relentless.
Sliding in safely as Joey Baseball.
My name is Joey, I am 11 and I play baseball. Over here is when we hit. These are all the bats that I use. Down the middle, I'm just basically trying to hit it straight in the middle of the net. So it's a line drive up the middle. So I'll just, then I'll move it inside. I'll stand in the same spot and I'll try to hit it on this side. I work 7 days a week, and I train my hardest for that time.
We're going to All-Pro right now. Sometimes we go to Philly. It's 30 minutes away, depending on which day it is and who he's going to see. I wasn't a baseball player, but I tried to help him with the basic stuff. Then when it was out of my league, that's when I got him the trainers.
You ready? Go.
Palms in, thumbs up.
Right back where the ball came from.
2 more, Joey.
Good day. That'll better.
There's competitiveness. Joey hates losing, and I think there's an importance to that.
Yeah, I get motivated by losing, and just gotta work off of your mistakes.
All the way through, flat to it. Good. I run a program called Brain and Barrel Hitting, and I've been working with Joey that was nice, for two years. Because I got a lot of pro guys, a lot of D1 guys, and then I got this kid, he's 70 pounds, who I really don't have to slow down with at all. Mentally, he's there, he knows what he needs to work on. Yeah, 2. So that was exactly right.
He can basically do everything. There's really not much he can't do. I'd say hard work, definitely talent. I'd say a little bit of everything though. Does have a good work ethic. Being able to do this, all the time before he throws is going to help him stay on the field, keep him healthy. Not a lot of kids at his age are doing arm care, so he's definitely ahead of the game. Trying to keep those legs still as much as he can.
We go an hour, hour and a half, but then he actually extends his workouts almost every other time.
My running coach, Brandon Bing, he played for the Giants, won Super Bowl with them.
I'm going to change it to a mini hurdle drill, which is more so for his turnover. So he has to have balance. He's trying to get a rhythm down because that's all running is. Even though he won't be running like this in the game, it'll help him get faster and stronger. He can be as fast as possible. If he doesn't have snap in his arms and getting that knee back down, I call it lazy. It's important for his hip flexors to be able to push off laterally in his 60. So I'm watching his arm swing. I'm watching where his first step is.
Better. He's got good command. He's a really good competitor. Throws a lot of strikes. Why we're throwing a football. is be able to work on his front arm when he's throwing. So it's very similar to throwing a baseball, being able to keep that front arm up. He just uses his body very well.
We're working on his hands. It's called short hops. Yeah, he's got real good, fast feet. So his footwork's real fast, his gloves pretty fast and smooth. And boy.
For his age, he's absolutely more mature than most of the other guys. Once that maturation process starts physically and he puts some weight on, that's where he's really gonna start to separate himself if he hasn't already. A big thing for Joey, partly because of his size, he's playing against really skilled guys and really polished guys who also happen to be double his size and weight.
Fake to me. Fake to me. Yeah.
The good thing is everybody pitches their best pitchers at us. Even though, you know, we may struggle against some of the best pitching, it makes you guys better hitters. If you're used to seeing all the best pitchers, then you're never going to be surprised. But at some point, you guys are going to be able to hit anything, just like the drillers in Texas. They've been seeing it for years. They see everybody's best pitcher, and now they're great hitters.
Let's go. Big game right here. Everyone better step it up. Let's go. Let's go. Select on 3. 1, 2, 3, select.
Joey, 4 over. Jake, 3 over. Ty, stay even until Joey tells you to move back. Name is Dave Lipoff, one of the coaches for New Jersey Select. We need to keep pouring it on here, okay? We need to get this done early and have a chance here. You understand? Let's go. Joey's a gamer. Joey loves to play, likes being out there. And, you know, from a coaching perspective, Joey's one of the leaders, one of the catalysts on our team. You know, I look to Joey to, you know, provide a spark for the rest of the team.
All right, let's go, Logan. Go, Logan. Let's go, kids. Go, Logan.
Anywhere we go, a lot of people know who Joey is. So a lot of people will come out, a lot of people will watch Joey play.
Let's go, Joey. Let's go, Joe. Come on, Joe. Run it, run it. When there's like a bunch of people watching me, I do pretty good. I just thrive off that.
The short-term goal is to get a nice high school education and then eventually college. You know, I'd love him to get into a D1 school and play some nice baseball if that's what he chooses to do.
If I had a crystal ball and it said that Joey would not be a Division I baseball player or he would not make the MLB and that was a guarantee, I wouldn't stop what I'm doing.
He's gonna hit a home run.
Yeah?
Matt's gonna hit a home run. Back to back, back to back. Boy! 5-0.
Go, 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 go! You know, in regards to the team, he's a teammate. And, you know, he doesn't try to make himself above the team, which I enjoy.
Let's go, boys! My favorite player is Jose Altuve, and I actually have like this little statue of him right here. I never opened it. It's just my favorite player because he's small, and he actually got cut from Major League, and then he had to try out again to make it. A couple weekends ago, I won Player of the Game for NJ Select. I went to spring training and met Miguel Cabrera.
Big Joey Baseball.
Where you at?
He started following me on Instagram. I got to like sit on the field for a little bit. I got to go in the dugout. He likes my work ethic. I just love the game itself. I loved everything about it. I would go to the local fields and I would just hit with my dad, like little wiffle balls. My goal is to go to a D1 college. I wish that all my work pays off. I will go to MLB, I'll get a D1 scholarship.
There's a ton of pressure, but it doesn't faze him. Like, he just goes up and has fun. I've never heard Joey say, I'm afraid, I'm scared, I can't do this. It's always, oh, I can't wait.
I want to get drafted out of high school, but if I have to go to college, I will.
Who do you want to get drafted by?
Yankees.
He has a lot of the tools that it takes to be a player at the next level.
He's going to be the kid that goes out there and he's just hustling. He's driven. He wants to achieve. He wants to push himself. He's got a lot of power. He's got a lot of pop. He's going to be a savage one day. He doesn't need loud music. He doesn't need me yelling at him. He's driven. He wants to achieve.
I'm TJ. I'm 13, and I play baseball.
Tell me again a bit about that season.
That was the most fun season I've ever had.
That's much better. One more.
I hit a home run that season, the first one that I had over the fence. I had a couple triples, a couple doubles.
And what was your average that season?
871. When I turned 8 is when I was starting to hit a lot.
You want to start lefty or righty? I met TJ through Instagram, believe it or not. Ever since then, we've kind of just clicked.
I started switch hitting when I was 7. We were just like experimenting on which side I was better on. I realized I was good on both sides, so then we just started switch hitting.
TJ's raw. He has an ability to go on the field and just make his presence known.
It's a more technical sport. I feel like you can play baseball, you can play any sport.
Try to crunch it, feel it, and then from there pull it shoulder to shoulder. We got a long way to go, but I'm happy with the person that he's becoming on and off the field.
5 yards, fast you can go. Go, push, push, push. Nice. I think it's his passion. Like, I think he really enjoys the game, enjoys being competitive, enjoys winning. I definitely see that in the way he approaches things. Anytime I put a challenge with him or, hey, we're gonna do a sprint, we're racing this next guy, he's gonna compete.
I train 7 days a week. I'm on the smaller side. I don't think it's gonna matter for me. I like to work hard and I think I'll be better than most people my size.
Set. Good, take off. You take care of your business, nobody else takes care of it for you, right?
When I was 8, I didn't play much, but then when I did get to play, I did what I had to do to like stay in the game.
Ultimately competing against himself. So how can you push yourself to be the best version of the best athlete you can be? Everybody has different skills, so I think he's honed in on developing what he's good at. Punch. Nice. Let's go, TJ. Just hitting PRs today, baby. PRs today, all day.
This is me when I was 9. This was my first powerlifting competition. This is from the 8U division champions. We went 14-0 the whole season, we were undefeated. The same thing for 9U. This same thing over again, undefeated. Some of the balls down here. This one is signed by Craig Biggio. This is my Gold Glove Award, Silver Slugger. Some of my rings, I won this one recently. And then these are my 3 favorite baseball players up here. They kind of sort of do the same thing I do. 2 of them have speed, they have high averages and all that stuff. So that is from the World Series, and we came 3rd in this tournament, and I went 8 for 11. We play AAA Major. We play against good teams. I think it's just a little harder down here than it is on the West and North, because we have a lot harder throwers down here.
So I think Georgia is out there competing against any other state as far as baseball quality goes. It's a game of failure, so how to deal with that is going to help him in life. Way to keep it in front, TJ. And like you said, everybody would love to play pro ball. Not everybody gets to play that, and even if you make it to pro ball, doesn't mean that you're going to make it to the big leagues.
We have a lot of good players, and we all play together as a group. We all go out in the field and help each other out and all that stuff.
TJ's always working. He is a breath of fresh air. He's always out there, always wanting to learn, asking questions. If he does something wrong, he wants to know what he did wrong and how to fix it. Whether it's hitting, fielding, throwing, he's always want to get better. So it's always good to see a kid that has that willingness to improve. A lot of the big tournaments are here, so it has helped to open a lot of baseball. And not only open baseball, but just to play at a high level.
The long term is normally the hardest for someone who's trying to be successful today. And that one feature with him showing patience, I don't know too many kids that can hold emotions in when they're not feeling something happen. And he does a really good job of that. In a game where you need the patience, in 2 years, 3 years, that kid is gonna have something special.
I'm really excited to see what's gonna be his future in baseball, but definitely we hope for him to achieve as much as he can because he has the talent to do so.
He has kind of set the boundaries for the simple idea of you don't have to be 6'4", you don't have to be 220, you don't have to be a certain color in order to live in the culture of baseball. I think that with TJ holding that much influence into him, it's only gonna guide the next kid to be inspired by it.
A good person, a good man in life, in the future, that's what we hope for. At least I do as a coach, that's what we try to emphasize on.
I just think baseball is more of a life sport. There's not a lot of people that can handle this much failure and still smile throughout a game. It's the same thing on and off the field. Bad days, good days, we just hit a play.